Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of our Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age 100% guide. We are running through as Vaan, trying to get the notoriety around Bajurba and get the message out that Bosch is alive. And basically, you'll go around the different zones and you'll find these little nerds with their little blue books. You have to press square near them, and that will build your notoriety really, really quickly. So again, we got 2 there, and again, another massive boost. So just look around, and I just put this on 2 times speed just because, just to kind of show you that, like, even when you get, like, you know, normal people, it's not that great. But what you do have to look out for is there are certain NPCs that are basically, royal guards, and they're going to lower your notoriety just like that. So what you really want is to basically head back and try and go to the different zones where those little book nerds are and get those sorted. But once we get all of these done, we're going to be taken into a cutscene, which I will pause for and stop the commentary. But this entire episode really is just massive cutscene moment after massive cutscene moment after massive cutscene moment. We're really kind of kicking the story into, like, you know, the mid-game sort of thing. But having said all of that, once we find that last nerd, we have finished up our test, and now we're going to be dragged into a bar from the insurgents. We've caught their attention. So I'll talk to you after this cutscene.
This is the one, Navarro. Says he's Captain Bosch, he does.
You would sooner pass for the king.
I knew you weren't no captain. That was a mean trick to be playing.
If a trickery it ended, it would end well enough. But why this boy? And why Captain Ronsenberg? An explanation is due, and I will hear it. The Empire's hounds grow passing bold indeed.
A shame if they learnt the Marquis trafficked with the likes of you. Agents masquerading as guides, a hideout at the back of a tavern? Not exactly earning high marks for originality, are we?
Now you've done it.
Wait! So Bosch von Ronsenberg does yet live.
So Vaan really is all right. I didn't think I'd ever get to see him again.
You will join him soon. And until then, I shall see that you are kept from harm.
Thank you.
I am troubled. The Rabanastre Imperial Guard appear to have overstepped their bounds. I intend to speak on this with the Consul.
What?
Vaan Solidor, the Consul, is my brother. The first duty of the Consul is to maintain order in Dalmasca. My brother is not one given to failure. Perhaps things aren't going as well as they might be, but give him a little time and he will put things to rights. Be not troubled. My brother is a remarkable man.
He frightens me.
Why?
I'm sorry. He is your brother. It's just, you don't understand how much we lost to the war. My friends, my parents.
So you fear the Empire? Listen to me. The men of my family, we are taught to place the needs of others before those of our own. I will see that you are kept from harm. It is my duty to House Solidor.
But how? How can I trust you?
Because I give you my word. My brother would do no less.
must be more to it. But to find you at the end of this tale? To see the Marquis's face when he learns of it.
I should like nothing more. I would meet him and see for myself.
How say you, my lord?
There is little to be said. I shall arrange a meeting with the Marquis. We shall expect you at the estate.
So after all of that, we're going to basically go meet with the Marquis. He has been kind of double jobbing and double agenting. But what's really cool is that in here we have a job board. And we're going to be able to take a job and do a hunt. We haven't done a hunt in ages. And we're basically that highly over leveled now at this point that this should be really, really easy. Now, this is the Needhog. Again, they use all the same enemy names like Flawns and Bombs and Needhogs and Wraiths, etc. from Final Fantasy X. And just all of the Final Fantasies in general. But just make your way back to the entrance of the Lucio Mines. And we just need to find our bro that's going to give us the Needhog quest. So I believe he's down here. Yeah, this Gungan looking guy. I don't know their names, which is terrible, but like the whatever race of being this person is. Because I know the Vieira are the bunny people, and I just don't know what they're called. But it's sleeping deep within the mines. And if it comes to the surface, we're all doomed, so we need to just take it out. Go to the shaft where it splits in two. And I suppose, you know, we're not going to be going so far back as to do our undead grind. But even with the stats that we have now, this guy is potentially problematic because he does poison. And the eagle-eyed among you will realize that we still have no white mage. Our beloved white mage Penello is in the clutches of the Arcadian Empire because Larsa says, no, healing is a thing of the Empire. We heal the rifts between, you know, all these other nations and their freedoms. Their freedom that is just binding them with chains. We want to free them from their freedom. And he's like, no, listen, they really thought I was a really cool healer, Penello, so like they can't have you back now because you will just downgrade me from best healer. So, therefore, yoink, stealing our Penello. And the reason not having a white mage is a humongous issue is because this monster applies poison. And poison is annoying and does percentile damage and tick damage, which when you're on times 2 speed is annoying, and when you're basically only line of defenses with really high vitality, that's not really the vibe for usefulness. So as I say, keeping the game on 2 times speed, but like the game's boost button, like in Final Fantasy X, where it doesn't kind of impact anything, isn't too bad. But all in all, I think nearly every game should do this, particularly like JRPGs, where it is legitimately a slog to like get through parts of the game because you're just running endlessly. And I know I was like, oh, we won't do our undead hunt, but I'm also like, we can just enjoy Vaan's speediness. Now, what you're noticing is enemies are now dropping pebbles. And this is a byproduct of our monograph buying. Because what ends up happening is the following. Monographs allow us to get rarer drops from enemies that have rare drops. It makes it more likely to happen. The problem is, a lot of these early game enemies didn't have rare drops even programmed because they were like, oh, it's just hard enough just to get their normal drop, let alone a rare drop. And so what the game does when you end up with a rare drop happening is it just creates a pebble which sells for 1 gil, which is A, to the amazing and kind of useless. But we're going to swap over to Fran, because Fran has healing, which will be useful. And I'm kind of like, let's just pop an out potion and give that a go. And now we're going to just cure up Vaan, because he is going to be our front line. And okay, Bosch just running in like a mad lad. And you can see here that, like, we're taking some damage, but we're doing way, way more damage. But the problem with an awful lot of these hunts is, when it starts getting to low hit points, it starts taking less damage, and it starts attacking crazy fast. We've been inflicted with slow. We've been inflicted now, and like even with Libra, it is immune to Libra, super annoying. And now it is attacking at like a rapid pace. Like 300 damage in a second there. And like you'll recall, before all of these massive bits of grinding and massive bits of HP boosting, we would have only maybe had 600 HP. So it literally goes bananas, attacks us relentlessly. And now, as you can see, with that, we're losing hit points on a really fast tick. So until we get our white mage back, we're going to just need to use items to heal all of our status ailments. And it also doesn't, hurt anybody to have gambits for Fran and like for Vaan, who are going to be in the party. Like Fran has all these remedy lores. There's no harm in just having, Fran with a thing of, if anyone gets any ailment, use a remedy. And just try and save your money and buy 99 remedies and have them to hand all the time. But as you can see, we're after getting the Marauders of the Mines completed. We go back to ACOM and we get the Great Serpent Skin as like an extra sellable thing, which is pretty cool. We've now saved our game, and we can look a little bit at the license board. Like, we have 50 something. Can we just get Vaan more swiftness, please, for more attacking when we want him to? And then we can scooch on over to get that, like, samurai swords for, like, late game situations. But yeah, at this point, since I did so much grinding, it's like, whatever I get now is, like, just so much farther down the line than I'm even able to, like, comprehend, really. That, like, yeah, we haven't even gotten certain, like, ether lores and things. Or, sorry, ether lores and things for certain characters, where we have, like, ribbon and, like, a bunch of gambits and, like, all the passes for Fran to make her super useful. And then she has, like, no accessories to equip. So, it's a bit all over the shop, to be honest. And as I say, even sometimes if you take the time just to play catch up and just equip and, like, just get a high amount of license points, get the gear that you're able to equip around now, just to keep yourself relevant, keep yourself in the green, as they say. But after this, we're basically going to be hitting up to a cutscene. We're going to be meeting with the Marquis, who had pretended that Bosch was dead, and in the hopes that we can kind of have an ally against the Empire. And I'm basically going to stop talking until that's all finished up with, and that'll be our episode. But I really hope you guys are enjoying this story. Like, Final Fantasy XII story was one that I didn't fully appreciate in my younger years. But, like, looking back at it now and playing through it, I'm literally like, oh my god, this is literally Shakespeare. This is Shakespeare meets, like, Game of Thrones, meets, like, Star Wars, and it's just really epic. So, as I say, with another hunt done and dusted, I will run over to where the X on the map is, and we'll start our next section, which is going to have many a cutscene, lots of plot twists, and we can talk about those plot twists when we get to the next episode, and we can kind of have a review on what's happened so far. So I've been the RPG Recusant. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and have a good continuation to the morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you're watching this. Hope you have a good one. Bye.
Sir Bosch von Ronsenberg. It was not so very long ago that I announced you had been executed.
And that is the only reason I draw breath.
So you are the sword he strung above my head. Vaan has left not a thing to chance. And?
A leader of the resistance has fallen into Imperial hands. A woman by the name of Amalia. I would rescue her, but I need your help.
This resistance leader, this Amalia, she must be very important. You understand I've my position to consider.
Would you let us see Larsa? He's got my friend with him.
I'm afraid you're too late. Lord Larsa's cortege has already rejoined the Imperial detachment. I am told they will depart for Rabanastre upon the arrival of the fleet this eventide.
What are we waiting for? For you to calm down.
Captain Ronsenberg, surely the exigencies of position are not lost on you. Why, indeed, you should find the enemy's chains an easy burden to bear.
Wait.
Sorry. Can't be helped.
Summon the guard.
Huh?
They're to be taken to Judge Geese.
Those decrepit basking fools in Arcades tie my hands, and look what happens. I tell you, this country's obstinacy knows no bounds.
The insurgents in Rabanastre operate alone at present. However, should they garner external support, the situation could worsen. We have found the counter-imperial elements in Bujerba to be conspicuously well-funded. No doubt Marquis Ondor is behind this. Ondor must be reined in.
By the way, the Marquis has written us a letter. He claims that he's recaptured our runaway. He's given him to Geese.
He will die by my hand.
Your fraternity is moving. Ah, Geese returns with Larsa. Tomorrow morning they will leave Bujerba. See him home safely, Gabranth. Now I'm expecting Dr. Sid. You may leave.
We must see the real thing, to be sure. Nabadis taught us much. Yes, it's well hidden. They'll be off chasing after shadows, the fools. Ah, yes. The reins of history back in the hands of man. Ah, Vaan. You seem to be enjoying your job as consul.
I was kept waiting fully 2 years. What news of Arcades? Our honored members of the Senate?
Hard at work, as always, trying to find a dagger for your back.
They are welcome to try.
The prisoners, my lord.
Majesty.
After what you've done, how dare you? You're supposed to be dead.
Come now, come now. Have you forgotten your manners? This is hardly the courtesy due the late Princess Ashe Benagin Dalmasca.
Princess?
To be sure, she bears no proof of her former station, no different than any mean member of the insurgents.
The Resistance.
His Excellency the Consul asks the Ministry of the dethroned royal family in restoring peace to Dalmasca. Those who foster instability and unrest, who claim royal blood without proof, they shall meet their fate at the gallows. There are no exceptions.
I will not play puppet to Vaan.
King Ramanas entrusted me with a task. Should the time come, he bade me give you something of great importance. It is your birthright, the Dusk Shard. It will warrant the quality of her blood. Only I know where to find it.
Wait. You took my father's life. Why spare mine now? You would have me live in shame.
If that is your duty, yes.
Stop being so stubborn. Keep on like this and you're gonna get us all killed.
Don't interrupt.
What?
Vaan, that stone.
It was in the palace treasure.
Well, well.
Splendid. You brought the stone with you. This spares us a great deal of trouble.
Don't give it to him!
You have to promise. No executions.
A judge's duty is to the law. Take them away.
My lord.
Lady Ashe is to be quartered separately. Vaan Solidor, what fascination does this hold for you?
So you were carrying it all along? The Fate's jest?
Tell these fates of yours to leave me out.
Keep quiet.
There was nothing else that I could do. You know that.
Oh, I understand. Honor, duty, and all that. I still can't believe that was a
I say
princess.
keep quiet.
The Marquis has been busy.
Not lightly did I beg his aid. Listen, it's been a full 2 years. I alone have kept Her Majesty safely hidden. I doubted friend and foe alike. I could trust nobody.
You did your duty, and mine for me.
I'm getting her out. I need your help.
Of course.